on the mountain in the qualifying when he posted a 2:07.95. Two-time winner here in 1996 with Craig Lowndes, in 1999 with Stephen Richards. It's a mammoth job ahead of him.
For over 40 years, one car defined Australian roads. It was the family car, the police car, the taxi, and the hero of Bathurst. This is the story of the car that became an Aussie icon, the Holden Commodore. By the late 1970s, Australia was changing. The big Kingswoods were becoming too large and thirsty for a post-oil crisis world. Holden needed something smaller, more efficient, and more modern. In 1978, they introduced the first Commodore, the VB. But here's the twist, it wasn't entirely Australian. The VB was based on the German Opel Rekord, heavily modified for Australian roads. Engineers toughened it up with stronger suspension and bigger engines to handle our heat and rough conditions. Under the bonnet, a range of inline-six engines, and eventually V8s returned after public demand. And just like that, the Commodore era began. The 1980s were when the Commodore became a legend. Models like the VK, VL, and the turbocharged VL brought performance and personality. And then there was Peter Brock. Through Holden's performance arm, Holden Special Vehicles, Brock turned Commodores into fire-breathing Group A race cars. The VL Turbo, powered by a Nissan RB30 engine, became a cult hero. Even today, clean examples sell for serious money. By now, the Commodore wasn't just transport. It was a statement. In 1988, Holden went fully Australian again with the VN, bigger, wider, and built for local tastes. The 1990s became the golden era. The VT Commodore became the best-selling car in Australia. You saw them everywhere, in driveways, taxi ranks, and police fleets. The V8 was back in force. Rear-wheel drive, big power, affordable performance. This was peak Commodore dominance. It wasn't just a car. It was Australia's car.
Like never before. Independent rear suspension and new high-performance brakes are standard on every model. The radically new Holden Commodore gives you the driving edge.
You can't talk about Commodore history without mentioning Bathurst. For decades, Commodores battled the Ford Falcon in one of the greatest rivalries in motorsport history. Red versus blue. Holden versus Ford. Families were divided. Friendships tested. At the Bathurst 1000, the Commodore cemented its legacy, racking up win after win. Motorsport success fueled showroom sales and Aussie pride. In 2006, Holden launched the VE Commodore. This wasn't based on Opel anymore. It was built on a brand new Australian-developed platform called Zeta. It was bigger, safer, more refined, and the performance versions were monsters. The HSV GTS models pushed serious horsepower numbers, competing with European sports sedans at a fraction of the cost. But trouble was brewing. Sales were declining. SUVs were rising. Manufacturing costs were high. In 2017, Holden shut down local manufacturing in Elizabeth, South Australia. The final Australian-made Commodore rolled off the production line. It was the end of large-scale car manufacturing in Australia. In 2018, the Commodore name continued, but the car was now based on a European Opel and switched to front-wheel drive. For many fans, it wasn't the same. And in 2020, Holden as a brand was officially retired by General Motors. Just like that, an icon was gone. Today, Commodores are appreciating in value. VL turbos, HSV GTS models, manual V8 SS variants. They represent something bigger than a car. They represent Australian manufacturing, Australian motorsport, and a time when local industry thrived. The Commodore wasn't perfect, but it was ours. The Holden Commodore carried families. It chased podiums. It patrolled highways. And for over 4 decades, it ruled Australian roads. And even though production has stopped, the legend isn't going anywhere. Thank you so much for watching my first video. Please consider subscribing and let me know in the comments on what car you would like to see next.
1996 with Craig Lowndes, in 1999 with Stephen Richards. It's a mammoth